Hey everybody, welcome to The Voice Roundtable Recap for the News-Herald. I'm David Comer.
I'm Andrea Blum.
And I'm Casey Holly.
We have a lot to talk about. Basically we're just going to cover this last week's action. And so I guess let's start with Tuesday night. So far so good, guys. I think it's been interesting. This week was the knockout rounds. And began Team Usher. You had Josiah Hawley, the former model, singing Amy Winehouse's Back to Black, going against Jess Kellner, doing James Morrison's You Give Me Something. And this one I really thought was a clear case of Usher picking Josiah just because he wanted to work with him and he saw more of a future with him, even though I thought Jess outperformed him. And basically if it wasn't for his his dreamy blue eyes, I don't think Josiah would have lasted this long. I just think he sees him as kind of Justin Bieber before he shrank in the dryer.
Yeah.
Something he could package
Good
maybe
example.
with an alternative edge. I don't know.
Yeah, I was surprised at that too because Jess I had liked. I wasn't thrilled with the song choice she did that night. I don't think that was her best performance, but I still think she deserved to go on over Josiah, who I thought was extremely average and just kind of was skating on his looks there with Usher.
Again, next up, let's talk about another Team Usher matchup. Katya singing Kelly Clarkson's Mr. Know-It-All. You might have heard it once, or maybe 9 million times. She defeated Ryan Innes, who performed Gavin DeGrew's I Don't Want to Be. And guys, this one killed a little part of my soul because I loved Ryan Innes. I thought he was in this to win it. Seriously, he really gave you something different than all the teenagers who seem to be getting so far this year.
Okay.
It's like you're either 20 years old or you're 15. And it was something different than the little cookie cutter thing we've been seeing so much of this year. And again, he picks a really bad song, and he gets drowned out in all the noise. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when a coach should step in and say, dude, you're killing yourself, don't do it that way. Whereas Katya did pretty much what was expected and basically didn't trip over herself on the stage.
Yeah, I mean, if you're comparing just those two performances, I guess she turned in, a little bit of the better one, but in the long run, Ryan was poised to, I think, really go far, and he just got waylaid by this bad performance. And there was a couple of cases of that this week. But Ryan, definitely, he was one of my favorites right out of the starting gate. So I was pretty upset to see him go, but they judged just on this sole performance, which, they seem to be, leaning toward instead of looking long range. So he had to go.
Which is ironic because the decision prior, Team Usher, his decision was made with long range in mind to keep Josiah. So kind of weird. Going again with the least impressive, Team Blake had the Swan Brothers sing Dobie Gray's Drift Away, another new song that you probably haven't heard before, going against Grace Askew's Tina Turner's I Can't Stand the Rain. Grace Askew, she was in my heart, but I mean, she did not perform that well. She kind of resembled Loretta Lynn comes out of a tattoo parlor, kicks your ass. She kind of had that vibe. And she was really kind of had a hard edge, but really interesting sound. It's a damn shame she's gone, Andrea.
She was one I liked before, but I did not like her this week at all. I don't know if it was the song or what. But, this was a matchup where I wouldn't be heartbroken to see either of them go. So I was not too devastated that she got knocked out. But the Swan Brothers are just so generic.
Do you swoon for the Swan Brothers?
Not at all. I'd be happy to see them go. I wish they would have gone, but
I know we've never had a duo get this far, and
I don't think they'll get much farther. I mean, you can go like we were saying earlier to any coffee house and just kind of see the same two guys probably doing that song.
Any bar in Midwest America, that has at least one minivan in the parking lot, no offense, you're going to find a couple guys like that, singing like that, doing that kind of music. Not that it's wrong, but on this show, I just don't think it's the venue. And again, though, they kind of have that country slant, and well, we'll get into it later. Moving on, Team Blake, you had Holly Tucker sing Tim McGraw's Live Like You Were Dying, defeating Holly, formerly of the Baylor Band, FYI, because we haven't heard it enough, defeating Luke Edgman's Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, which again, you've heard it a million times, but never like this. Kind of had a Michael Stipe / R&B kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
It's a total shame, and I think just looking at the reaction of the other coaches after he let Luke go,
Oh yeah.
that spoke 1,000 words.
Yeah. Because what was it last week when Luke kind of emerged and everyone went, oh my gosh, where was this guy? We didn't even pay attention to him before, and he just hit it out of the park. And this week he kind of tones it down a little bit, but he did a cool, different arrangement of the song. But yeah, that was a bad decision. He's going to regret that one because Luke had huge potential, and especially in the pop market, he could go so many different ways.
And as Adam said, it's just something different. It's something that people haven't seen. That's just really interesting.
I think this choice kind of goes back to Blake sticking of country, because Holly's a lot more of a country voice, something that he's used to, and then Luke's kind of like, he's just out there, he's his own sound.
Okay, you dragged it out of me, Casey. I'm going to tell you what I think. I think, once again, we talked about it before, this really, I think, marginalizes Blake's reputation as a coach, and anyone who's got a choice between one or more of the coaches, two or more of the coaches, should not pick Blake if you're not country. Because all of a sudden, this year, he had an agenda with which I think was quite transparent, that he was going to get to the finals with a country singer come hell or high water. And I think this is just one more example of that. Of he had already a built-in bias that he was going to go with, and I think this damages his reputation going forward, not only in terms of the show and how people should view it, but also how contestants should view it when they're on. Because it's almost like you're a second-class citizen unless you're an Okie or something. And it's terrible. So
yeah, he kind of put that plan out there this year, and as a result, I don't think he has a strong team at all. I don't think he's going to do much.
Indeed. Well, moving on, I think this was even a surprise to Blake. I mean, he ran out of country people, so he had to put country people against each other.
Right.
Justin Rivers singing Miley Cyrus's "The Climb," defeating Savannah Berry, who sang Justin Bieber's "As Long as You Love Me." Again, I think he thought Savannah was going to fly through because we haven't even really seen Justin. He's one of those guys that have been glossed over, in the recaps. Pretty funny. I thought Justin Rivers outsang Savannah and deserved the win. But again, one more Team Blake coming up. Daniel Bradbury singing Carrie Underwood's "Jesus Take the Wheel," defeating Taylor Beckham doing Rihanna's "Russian Roulette." I know Taylor is one of your favorites. The former ballerina. Not Casey, but Taylor.
I was bummed to see her go, but I think it was the song choice that killed her again, because that is a lower song and her voice definitely goes more of a higher register. When she hit the end, she killed it, but then
there were too many points of inconsistency where Danielle, this 16-year-old phenom, just kind of powers through and can sing anything.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, so anyways, moving on, Team Usher, you had Vito going against C. Perkins. Vito singing Bryan Adams' "Everything I Do It For You," going against C. Perkins singing Chris Brown's "She Ain't You," because we can't hear enough Chris Brown. Kind of makes me want to hit myself. So yeah, Chris Brown, really. Which is just he uses an 80s sample, which is ridiculous. But anyways, I really love Vito, the emotional story of his mother. But he's not only just going with a sob story. I mean, you can tell he's got the chops to back it up. Makes you want to pull for him even more because he's so damn likable.
Yeah, he was a clear choice all around in there. Good song, emotional performance, and like you said, likable kid. And he just made you want to back him up.
And Casey, on your point, picking a song that's kind of out of the box for him, even though it's something we might have heard a lot before, being that his stock and trade seems to be R&B with his style, I really think it was a nice choice.
Yeah, I like what he did with it. I think I can see him going really far in this.
Oh, I do too. I really think he might be Team Usher's strongest talent. And again, one more on Team Usher, but not stronger than Michelle Shamuel singing Pink's "Raise Your Glass," defeating Audrey Karish singing Lil Wayne's "How to Love." And Audrey, the kind of model, it was really like two ends of the spectrum here.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle representing the nerd collective, and but I mean, doing it with swag, as they say.
Yeah.
Dude, she's 0 to 60, and buckle up. It's always fun.
I love her. She's one of my favorites. She's got that nerdy but cool vibe, and she's so energetic, and she has the voice to back it up. And Pink's hard to sing. You don't really think she would be when you listen to her, but really you try to sing it. It's hard stuff. And she was so energetic. She just knocked it out of the park. And next to a little zombie-ish model girl, she didn't really have a chance. And
she looked spooked up there too.
Yeah, she did. She was definitely nervous, and it showed. And but I love Michelle, and I hope she goes far. She's one of my favorites.
Michelle kind of has the Deborah vibe, don't you think, Casey, from last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does a good job. Well, hey, shifting gears, changing it up, Monday night. We're going to go over this as quick as we can. Team Shakira's Chris Thomas singing What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong against Mary Miranda's singing The Police's Every Breath You Take. And Blake did make a nice point. Why pair these two up against each other? They're two of the stronger members I thought of Team Shakira. I really dig everything Chris Thomas does, but oh my gosh, I thought this was a train wreck from the word go. Just the tone, the way he did the runs, it just seemed disjointed. For something that's just so iconic, I think it's hard to do and rearrange.
Yeah, I didn't see that performance, but that's an iconic song for sure. So. And
Mary Miranda, I mean, just a cute little doll of a girl. Again, though, picking a really difficult song. Just it's a shame she had to go, but I can see why. Now moving on, Team Shakira, Garrett Gardner, Alex Clare's Too Close, defeating Tanya Reynolds, singing Hell on Heels by the Pistol Annies. And I thought Garrett Gardner pretty much had it from Jump Street. Obviously not too impressed. I'm just kidding. But I know, moving on to someone that Andrea's not very impressed with, Caroline Glazer up Team Adams singing Of Monsters and Men's Little Talks against Amy Whitcomb doing House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. And it was just nice to hear a different kind of song. I thought Caroline has a little of the Melanie Martinez sound.
Now wait, she's the one, she had the glasses on.
Yes.
Great, yeah, no.
What don't you like about Caroline?
I don't think she has a strong voice. I don't know. I think so many of those singers in the same vein as Melanie Martinez just trade off the quirky, breathy, unique kind of affected voice for the strong powerhouse kind of stuff, which is what I like to see and which is what I think you need on this show. But she could still prove me wrong if she comes out and does something with a lot of power behind her. But for now, not a fan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, going on, Team Shakira. Speaking of a powerful voice, Sasha Allen, just a gem of a steal for her. Probably the best person on her team that she never picked. Sasha Allen singing At Last by Etta James, defeating Shauna P. Doing Paul McCartney's Maybe I'm Amazed. And Shauna P., nice gal, still, she wanted to show a different side of her. It really didn't matter. This is still kind of in the same vein of her country fried kind of thing. And I thought Sasha Allen, forget about it. I love her. She's great.
Yeah, she knocked it out of the park for sure. And on a song that, again, is so iconic, nobody can really, Beyonce caught hell for singing that, and that's Beyonce. So, but she kind of knocked it out of the park. And I did like Shauna P. I liked her voice. I liked the raspiness, but she was kind of like a one-trick pony. But I was just kind of pulling for her because she was one of the older contestants, and I just liked her whole swagger. But Sasha clearly nailed it, and I think she's going to be, one of the finalists for sure.
Definitely. Well, speaking in that same vein, strong voices, Judith Hill. I think we can all agree is one of the better contestants this year. Doing Willie Nelson's Always on My Mind, really nice out of the box choice, defeating Orlando Dixon, doing All My Life. And I thought Judith Hill, I think the fawning is getting to be a bit much.
Thank you.
We do know she's awesome. Don't hit us over the head anymore with it. Kind of like we know Josiah is dreamy, but you can stop clubbing us with it.
We get it, Yeah, she's astounding, and anybody who goes against her is gonna probably come out the loser. So, but the little kowtowing is getting a little bit much.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, Team Shakira's Karina Iglesias singing Lenny Kravitz's Are You Gonna Go My Way, defeating Monique Abide's Celine Dion's The Power of Love. I think Monique would have had a better chance with Huey Lewis's Power of Love, personally, but hey, things happen. And Karina should not be still on the show. I don't see it.
I like Karina.
I don't see
I'm not a big fan of her.
Oh!
Boom! High five.
there's
That's
an
what I'm talking
alliance.
about.
No.
I just think she kind of made it through on like, I just, there's no reason she should be this far.
I mean, she's kind of charming, but her voice,
She's not a one-trick pony. She really only has one speed, right?
Yeah, it's not like, nothing she's done really stands out for me.
I think she can bring more. I think she can. But
And It's a Man's World she sounded really good doing, but that was right in her wheelhouse, one of her favorite songs anyways.
Yeah.
She's probably done, so I thought she did pretty well with that. But again, not too impressed. I loved Monique. I thought wasn't a great performance, but I thought it was good enough to win. Considering, again, we talk song choices, completely wrong for Karina. She was drowned out by the noise. It was all the same flat tone. It really did nothing for her, but she survives anyways.
It wasn't the best song for her, but I still like her.
Well, hey. Team Adam, you had Amber Carrington singing Avril Lavigne's I'm With You. I wish we could hear that song some more. Going against Midas Whale's Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder.
Can't get enough Avril Lavigne.
As much I love Midas Whale, I think they're a blast. I think too much harmonizing. You didn't get to hear each one singing, and it was just too much of the same. I got kind of bored with them after a while, and I thought they were quite charming. So it kind of like disappointed me. Thought, again, weird song choice. And Amber Carrington really did nothing wrong with that version. I thought it was safe and solid.
That's the thing, it was safe. It didn't really, like, jump out like some of the other performances have, but you got it through.
No,
I think there should just be a moratorium on singing some artists, and Avril Lavigne is one of them. Ugh.
I hear you.
Spare us.
Yeah, not a bad song, but I'm just over it. And Team Adam, last one. Sarah Simmons singing the Rolling Stones' Wild Horses, defeating single dad firefighter Warren Stone doing Cutting Cruise. I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. And guys, I'm head over heels for Sarah Simmons. I think she's awesome. Despite her flower child makeup, which she was wearing like curtains or something.
Yeah.
With flowers in her hair. Beautiful girl, great voice. I think she's going to go far. And I thought this was a slam dunk all the way through. Warren Stone, gotta love him, but no, I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't really have much to say about this song because I'm not Sarah Simmons' biggest fan. I kind of like Warren better.
Thank you. Oh, now the alliance is over here.
I knew that was going to happen. I felt that.
You're dead to me, Casey.
I agreed with you earlier. I have to.
Well, this one for me was just a snooze. I didn't really like either one of them. I give Warren props for changing up that song, but
Crew.
the original.
Little 80s retro. I mean,
you can't beat the original.
Nothing special.
And
but
Sarah, I don't
nice
really remember her from before, but in this performance, I just didn't think she was all that. I don't know. Maybe she can do more. Maybe she can prove me wrong, but I was not head over heels about this.
I think she might be maybe the second strongest member of Team Adam.
Oh, all right. We're going to see how this plays out.
I really think she's better than Caroline. She's not as good as Judith Hill, and she's better than Amber. I think she's right up there. So I don't know. We'll see. But looking at the final four for each team, I really do think Team Adam is pretty good. Shakira and Blake, terrible.
Blake's team.
And Usher has some interesting possibilities. So.